Welcome everybody to another GC video. This one was actually heavily requested, so I am going to be utilizing my resources to get this information out to you guys. First thing I'd like to say is I appreciate each and every one of you guys for dropping in to the stream, saying hello, leaving likes, comments, some of you even subscribing. I've gone up by like 20 people in subscriptions for YouTube. I just want to thank you guys for the constant support and positivity and great feedback that I've been getting on my YouTube channel. I don't usually upload YouTube videos as often as I have, but they have been requested. So I've decided, you know what, I might as well go ahead and share with you guys the knowledge that I have. This game has been out as long as it has been out, and I've been playing as Prime Knight for the longest time. So that's pretty much what we're going to be doing, is showing you guys how to properly play as a Prime Knight. Now, first thing I'd like to point out is there has been comments about Prime Knight not necessary to utilize his dash slash and his sliding slash, and those are not true. That's not true at all. I don't care what anyone has told you. The more slashing you do, the progression of a damage that is output, or yeah, like whatever you want to call it, the higher the damage. We'll just say that. So this is my Sieghart. Sieghart is not, entirely super strong, but he's strong enough to do damage. He's strong enough to withstand areas that others might, fall a little bit in. So here is my Sieghart. So welcome to Angry Bosses. This is the run that I'm going to be doing with my Prime Knight Sieghart, and I will show you guys just how important it is to know how to JF. See how it's doing only like 20 something every time I hit the first slash, but then every time after 60,000. See, I didn't do that without JF. I did that one without JF. Oh, that was a lag. I did that one without JF because I wanted to show the importance of this right here. See, someone might be able to get right there. See how he's about to strike me? If I didn't do JF, that additional iframe would not be there. The slide was important to get behind. Boom, survived. Get down, because I have to get away. If you're really good at using Sieghart, especially as JF, you could just sit here and use Highlander Assault as much as you want. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. That's one. I couldn't see to do the JF. Alright. Yeah, I couldn't see to do the JF. It's okay. So there you go. That is pretty much how you do in, as terms of dungeons, I guess you'd say. The use of JF is important. So the first thing I'd like to say is I'm not going to slow this down. Slowing things down does not grasp the concept. Think of it as a rhythm. So if you can hear, I'll put my microphone close to my keyboard so you can hear it. So as I'm clacking away at it. Okay, so there's going to be a little bit of a delay. Take in mind that little bit of delay. It's not instant. Not as soon as I hit the button that it does it. Right? Okay, so now if we do a slide, which is Z down. Did you hear the clacking, how it was in a rhythm? See that? You hear the rhythm behind it. That's important. Now, the combos really aren't that hard. It's getting the slide down that's going to be the hardest. But you can, with practice. It took me 2 years to get it. But with practice, you can do it. So you hear it. That's pretty much what you want to go for, is that same. Alright, so now if we did the combo, you'll see it here. As soon as he stabs that sword into the ground, right there, that's when you want to do it. Let's see, the down Z one. Really, the only way to play the down Z one is if you're going to do the fly JF, or if you want to stun lock. So let's say an enemy's right here. If I do, used to be a lot faster at it. See how he kind of goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth? That's the importance of utilizing Prime Knight. Okay, we don't need a microphone way down there. That's the importance of utilizing Prime Knight in PvP. Now, people say, oh, well, you don't. You know who I'm talking about. You don't have to do this. You do. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because the first strike may be a lot of damage. But see, now I've got my Pearl of Persephone going on right now. If I hit those 3 hits, that's going to trigger from 20,000 to 40,000 to 60,000 damage in a crit hit. You saw what it was doing before. So, here we are, Hell Bridge in practice mode. We've got a good way to get all of our MP up there. Now, I don't have a problem with doing any of these. Even in Rage form, I don't have a problem with doing any of these and hitting the JF. There is, any time that a boss is killed, when it slows things down and it zooms into when the boss died, I can't see the ring, also can't really feel out where it's at, so I can't hit it then. That's the only time really, though, which is saying something. But anyways, if I did Highlander Assault, I want you to pay close attention and listen very, very closely to the number of swings, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 5th one, right after the 5th one hits, that's when you would want to utilize hitting Z. So we'll do it again. That's the 5th. That's easy. That is super, super easy. So that's regular. Boom. That's it, right? Okay. Now if we did the second one. That's the second one. The second one, most people, remember when I told you in the beginning how if I hit Z, it's not always instant. You hear the click and then the whoo. Input takes time. So with that being said, if you think you need to hit Z as soon as that sword stabs in the ground, this is what happens if you do. Didn't work. I hit it as soon as he hit it into the ground. Don't hit it as soon as he hits it into the ground. As it's been in the ground, that's when you want to hit Z. So we'll watch it one more time. Boom. That's it. That's all you have to do. Now for the third one. Third one can be tricky, but it's against the same concept. At the very end of the slashing that he does, when he comes back and slams the Selûne into the ground, not as he slams into the ground, but when he slams and it's been a second and the character or enemy that you've hit has been knocked up into the air. Now, when you get really good, you won't need to have an enemy next to you to be able to do this. That's it. So now we wait for right there. Okay, so now we're gonna hit the enemy, and it's exactly the same thing that I told you before. Okay, I missed that one. Oh, that's the PvP thing I was telling you about. This is stun lock. I don't need to show you guys the keys because it's pretty much the same thing as it was before. I'm gonna try this though because I have been wanting to. So there's also another thing for those of you who want to do PvP. There's another thing that you want to hear about, right? I'm going to get through the specials and then I'm going to show you. But I'm going to do this again. Boom. See what I mean? So at an interval, when they get knocked up in the air is when you hit Z again. At this point, you know, that's pretty much all of those on the regular. Now I'm going to do the ones with Rage. Rage is not hard. It really isn't. So if I did Rage first bar. Watch how he does it. Kind of the same thing. They're just combined. Right? So listen to it again. When he comes all the way back and he swings forward is when you want to do it. One more time, and then we'll jump right into second. Here's second. Could have had that grab if I would have rocketed into it. Anyways, so essentially what you're doing is the same thing as regular, right? It's the same thing as this right here. But instead, it's a little more drawn out into the air and then the slam down. Don't hit Z as soon as the Saluna gets into the ground. Hit the ground and then hit Z. That's when you want it. You want to time it just precise with after it's hitting to the ground. So we'll build up our rage. Okay. Now, now, since we have rage built up, I'll do this one more time. See what I mean? That's how you do it. Now, third bar, a little different. Third bar is hit with rage. It is hit in a way that as soon as he hits the ground at the bottom, don't hit it. It's the same thing. Like I said, there's input. You can hear it. Most times when you hit something like that, supposed to hit as soon as you hit the button. It doesn't work that way because there's input delay. So though it might feel like it's appropriate to hit Z as soon as he hits the ground, it's not true because of the input delay. So I'm going to do third again. See when I hit Z, I hit it as soon as he hit the ground and he was there. And then I hit Z. I didn't hit it as he was coming down. I didn't hit it at the peak of his drop. I didn't hit it as soon as he touched the ground. I waited a second. Not a second, more like a millisecond. I don't know. It's timing that needs to be precise. But the only way that you're going to get it is by practice mode. And I'm just going to tell you guys that now. Those of you who think, I'm going to become a pro overnight, you won't. Unless you're just like God-given talent and you just have it. I mean, I guess. Anyways, so the next thing I was going to say is for those of you who are PvPers out there, there's a couple of other things that you can really get into doing, my bad, with Seekheart, as far as demon stepping and flash stepping. Flash stepping, of course, is the act of doing it while moving forward, which that was not flash stepping at all. That's a little better. Demon stepping is going back and forth or changing direction quickly. I do this much better with Last because Last has infinite slash and I love the hell out of that move. Good place to practice him too. Probably do a video on that as well. Alright, so one more time with third bar rage. See what I mean? Very, very easy. Oh, let me do it. There it is. So right there was just an aerial soul break. You could do this with Rocket Step. Rocket Step is simply forward and forward up at the same time. So it's, see how instead of jumping in the air and dashing, that's not what a Rocket Step is, but jumping in the air and dashing is not it. From the ground, not that one, not that one. It's hard to do and it's hard to master. See, just like that, how I just instantly dashed from the ground, just like that. That's when you would want to do, you could do aerial rage with it too. Now, you can combine the two. I don't think I've ever been successful at combining the two though. Come on. Oh, I just did it. Never mind. Anyways, okay, so that's cool. Next thing I want to show. You do have the slashing JF, which is that, right? But you also have the slide. Now, does anyone else notice how many? This is the best way to show, because I was trying to show my friends this as well. Is there anybody see the difference between this and this? I'll do it one more time. 1, 2, 1. That one that you're going to do is the quickest way to catch somebody who's been hit in a slash. So that would be See what I mean? It's hard to get the timing down on it. And sometimes it may end up in this. I don't think it works very well when you do 2 slashes. It's best done when you do 1. See? So how I was catching her again, catching her again, catching her again. That's what you want to do. See? How I caught her those few times? That's a good way to get somebody real close. But you can hear it. You can hear it. As long as you hit the slide, which you can tell, see how the purple aura comes from the sword when he swings, right? You see the purple. It's like the weapon's effect, I guess you'd say, that shows that he's swinging his sword, right? To show how fast he swings it. If you do a slide, you can see it all around and everything. But if you do the slide the way that I'm showing you, you barely see it at all. And that's what you want to do. Let me use that up again. Anyways, so what you're wanting to do is you're going to hit first. Just going to go through all of them. Second. Let her give me my MP back. And third. Boom. Good hit, right? And then if you're going to do first on rage, right there. Second. Which I think this is easier done. Nah, I messed it up. Even as I know the JFs, I know the slashes, I know the moves, there's some next level techniques that are very, very difficult to do. That rocket step rage takes practice. Hitting it the way that you're supposed to. Like that right there. That would have been the perfect time to hit X on the second try. So it would be forward, and then it would be up, over, and X all at the same time. So that would be something like this. Nope. Nope. There's the aerial soul break. It takes practice. It really does. I'm not going to sit here and edit it things until I do it the right way so I don't look like I don't know what I'm doing, because I know what I'm doing. And obviously my Sieghart, as strong as he is, would be able to finish angry bosses. May not be as the fastest time as others, but that's because I don't have loads of cash to dump into the game. So those of you who are free-to-play players, like myself, that is pretty much where we stand. Because I don't have the GP. You can sit here and be like, oh, but you got all that cool armor on and stuff. That's Cordy. That can give you some stats, but the best form of stats that's going to give you is your GP reset scrolls. That basically reset all your properties so you can get the best stats possible rolled onto that certain piece of equipment. And I don't care what anybody says. That's the only way that you would become pay to win, in a way. Or a whale, if you want to call them that. But anyways, that's pretty much it for Sieghart. There's no reason for me to dive any further into this, because there's no reason for me to dive any further into this. I really appreciate you guys for checking this video out. If you have a friend who plays as Sieghart and really wants to know how to grind down on understanding Prime Knight, please show them this video. And just a quick note, that side slash and that dashing slash JF that you're trying to learn is a rhythm. You have to hit it in a rhythm. It's not going to be ZZZ. You don't hit it like that. You hit one, and as soon as he strikes, he'll be at the very end of his strike. Do it again and hit it again one more time when he hit back into the other strike, and go forward. That is what it's all about. And like I said, and I'll say it again, and I don't care who hears it, because I know some of you out there have decided to make Prime Knight videos and say that it is not necessary to use his JF slashes all the time. You're wrong. You're 100% wrong. JF slashes progress with damage as you hit. So the more consecutive hits you get, the more damage you put out. That is why it's important to do JF. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down there in the bottom. I'm still improving my JF as well as the JF Fly and a couple of other things as we progress through playing Grand Chase. But if this helped you, leave a like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. Like I said, if they're questioning how to use JF or how it works or what it even is, it's called Just Frame, and that's what they gave Prime Knight Seekheart. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember that I want to give back to the world that gave to me, and I will see you guys in the next video.